Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Senran Kagura
Of the last 2 months.
The last two. This is Doc.
Of the last 2 months, yes.
Howdy, this is Atsu.
This is Seraph.
I'm shut in, and for whatever reason, Doc is very fucking silent right now, but just ignore him.
Everyone is legitimately silent. I'm waiting for people to talk.
I was. Did I cut out?
We were talking.
No, you talked, but I was just waiting for you guys to respond because I already said I'm Doc, and I'm waiting for everyone else. You're taking the longest, QT.
I guess I introduced you twice.
He already introduced himself.
Okay, whatever. Alright, so, as you guys have noticed, we did not do the news for last month because we had fuck all for news. So this month we're doing some
2
news.
months. Yay!
Yeah, 2 months worth of news. So let's jump right into it because we got some news to cover. We got some rants to be had. Some anger over recycled games to rant over. So yeah, let's just jump right into the. But first, we're going to start off with a game that has also been creating much anger. New Link. Why? Because if your gacha luck is terrible, then man, you weren't playing that game for long. All right, so looking at the some of the cards, some of them have been brought over from New Wave and given a widescreen redo in a way, where it's essentially the same card, but you'll notice that the breath size in the new Link versions have all been reduced or changed so that they aren't as present, as voluptuous. And it is really noticeable on certain characters' cards where they have large as fuck titties.
So like stuff like Shiki's cards.
Yeah.
And Riona's. It's noticeable.
Yeah.
So if you want to get into to New Link, it's part of the trade-off. Really, you're going to get a game with really nice looking models, but smaller assets.
Yeah.
And the gacha hell. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, gacha hell for sure.
well, mind you, if you play a gacha game, you've got to be prepared to have terrible luck, and your 1% chance of getting an SSR character and whatnot.
Yep.
But whenever I play Love Live, it's never that bad. Guaranteed one good card.
Yeah, that's not how this game works unless you unless you buy Shinobi stones, since I think that's a big reason why I stopped playing. Oh yeah, by the way, during the 2 months I have tried playing New Link off of an emulator on this computer. Now, one thing that annoys me about New Link that isn't present in other gacha games is the daily rewards in other gacha. Well, actually, there's daily grabs in other gachas where you get a freebie. Just like you get like a free card pull. It could be, it doesn't even have to be like an SSR. It could just be a regular your basic bitch card essentially. This
like
game,
the lowest tier, right?
Yeah, the lowest tier. Sometimes you might get lucky. You
do have that in this game.
Yeah, there's a friend point pull.
Yeah, but it's based on friend points. I'm talking about like you don't even need
that you get by summoning other people's cards.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is that you don't even need to have friends. You don't need to have friends. You could go onto the CIA guys' plane and do a free pull without having to worry about that.
And theoretically, Fire Emblem Heroes did the same until they introduced a feature that with each new banner you could have one free pull.
Yeah, that's still fine. I mean, it's a free pull. It is the cost of nothing, and it just it happens once a day.
Well, I don't know. I don't play gacha, so I wouldn't be able to say anything about it.
Yeah. Well, for a while, it was like other people couldn't play this particular gotcha since when it launched, people could not play it. All they were greeted with was a picture of maintenance babyton.
which is pretty good because then it was a Babyton maintenance simulator,
Yep.
which is, in my opinion, a better game overall.
Yeah, and it says using Yumi says a few minutes left until the maintenance ends. Asuka says, "What happens once the maintenance ends? You don't know. Another maintenance starts."
Pretty much.
Ironically, I think at the time of recording, the game's in maintenance right now.
Yeah,
It is.
I was just about to log on.
It is because the PvP event ended.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dang, I missed that. Oh well.
Yeah, but as a recording, yeah, the game has gone back up online. It was just they did not realize how many people would actually download the game to play it. And this seems to be an issue of like a lot of Takaki's games when it comes to server issues. His games are made on the cheap, so they don't really pay for like servers. Whereas for this game, they're like, not that many people are gonna play it, so just get like maybe a couple servers, and then a ton of people play, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah, I think he's sorely underestimated the lengths that international players will take to play this game.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like we have people playing them off of emulators.
And in my case, I have a Japanese iTunes account.
Yeah. Or if I get like a new smartphone, I'll probably play it some more because game runs like shit on this emulators. But for Android usage, you could just download Ku app and then just download it.
Yep, that's what I did, and it plays great.
Hmm.
Except when you get the original glitch, or the occasional glitch.
Oh yeah.
I'll show you guys one later. It's really funny.
All right. So it's like while the servers were getting fixed, Takaki was getting bombarded with angry players being like, "Hey, I'm tired of staring at Bebe all day. I want to play the fucking game. I want to give you my money so I can get angry at losing gotchas." And then from the most unlikely source, someone reached out to Takaki and be like, "Hey, Takaki, I know things have been hard, but you a cool guy. You're a cool guy, man. I support Senran Kagura. And, yeah, I'll let you fuck 2B's nice asshole."
Yeah, based
So
Yoko
2B confirmed
Taro.
for a new link.
So
Yeah.
so this already confirms 2B DLC for Senran Kagura Renewal.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, might as well include her in if you're going to have more than half the base roster as DLC.
Now we're gonna get to that, okay?
Well, at
Oh.
least they're free, right?
All right, just hold off onto it. We're gonna get there. It's like we're still going through December. Just hold that load in. Let it build. All right, and okay. So in DLC related news for PBS, in the West, we gotten two new pieces of DLC. In the forms of DLC characters in a brand new mode. Now, the DLC characters was a collaboration with Takaki's other property, Valkyrie Drive, which brought over the two main girls from Bikini, Ranka and Rinka. So you got two new waifus for that game, but actually I'll get to this when I bring up the other DLC, which was the VR mode, which launched for the English copies on PlayStation 4 for patch 1.03. So you can
go back and listen to one of the older episodes and have Atsu tell you about how good it was.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's tacked on.
Yeah.
This last second.
Yeah.
The VR mode.
Yeah, if you want to know which episode, it is episode 67 at 34 minutes and 27 seconds. So yeah, one thing that was interesting about the VR trailer was that they also featured DLC characters in the forms of Rinka and Ranka. So, as well as some new wave girls, but they didn't feature the DOA girls or Ikitusen. So I'm thinking,
Awesome.
is there some kind of hidden meaning behind all this or something? Or am I just assuming things?
Future DLC.
Maybe.
But you know, who knows? Who knows what the release schedule for the DLC is through Marvelous. Besides from Marvelous themselves, you can always just ask on their Discord.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I'm just too scared to post pictures there anymore.
All right. And another big piece of news that came out in December that's also DLC related was for Shinobi Refle, Senran Kagura. A new character was announced as DLC in the form of Murasaki,
Yay!
which was
Yes.
an interesting choice. Considering, like, you'd think, like, they would probably go with either, if they're picking from the new Hebicho girls, they'll either go with Ryobi or Riona. Especially Riona. But Murasaki, that was actually an interesting choice for that DLC.
You can't have borderline abuse on a Nintendo game.
Mhm.
So that's where Yona's out.
What about,
I mean, Murasaki is the shy, submissive type. Why not have her fill that niche?
And it makes sense. Trying to get the neat outside and to enjoy things.
yeah. I actually saw like the first cutscene you have, and that cutscene is freaking adorable. Like if she thinks you're about to leave, and then she's like, "Wait, don't leave."
Footage and screenshots inbound. When I get around to playing it, of course.
Yeah. All right, and and some other news that came out in the month of December, just in time for you to pre-order it for Christmas. 2 brand spanking new Yumi figures. One of which is her sitting down in a very nice pose with her
I love
asset.
that one.
Yeah, I really like that one. Her assets in full burst. No pun intended.
Pulchra figure, right? Or however you pronounce it.
Yeah, Pulchra's figure of it, which is going to be releasing next month, February 2018, for the price of 13,100 yen, which is probably below $130 converted to US dollars.
Around there.
Yeah. And now the other figure, which is this is from Q6. It is a Yumi figure in her in that dance pose she does when she does that one Nimpo where she spins
I think
around.
her level 2.
Yeah, her level 2. No, wait, no.
Isn't it Black Ice, right?
No. Black Ice, I believe, is Nimpo 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so. Yeah, Black Ice is Nimpo 1, and the dance one is Nimpo 2. Which
That
this
is
figure is based off of.
And that is available from the original listing price of 21,384 Japanese yen to 17,100 Japanese yen, or in other words, about 160 US dollars.
I bought.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of this particular figure, but I'm pretty sure there's some fans out there. So if you're looking for it, better save up because pre-orders are still up for it.
Both figures look pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to start rounding out like the news from this month on the Senran Kagura Shinobi Shoujo was it Meki? I can't remember. I translated out the name of the YouTube page for that channel, and it essentially translates out to illustrate in Shinobi Shoujo illustration.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got like Doc was saying, we got the last school of girls, Hebijo. We finally got live 2D animations for all of the girls from there.
They look great.
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
Yeah, they are.
Except for Ryobi. Hers sucks.
Unfortunately, it actually does. I mean, I was
which card is it for hers?
I don't know. It's just her. It's like her sitting, and it's just like they could have did a lot more with it. They could have had her like
one with the boob pads.
No. If it was, that would have no. If it was the boob pad one, that one would have been awesome. But it's not. It's just her sitting in like in her with I don't know some dress, see-through dress with flowers on top of her head. But it's nothing. It's a nothing. It's a nothing one. Like
a big nothing burger of an animation is what you're telling me.
Yeah, even Emus is better than hers. Like actually, Emus is possible. Emus is the best out of the 5.
How do you mess that up?
Seriously, how do you mess that up?
Well, I mean, all you zip your pants.
I mean, yeah, all you have to do was just put Ryobi in her room trying to put those boob pads on. Bam, you got best foot cover. You got the best card right there.
It's true.
And then Murasaki's has to have Bebe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Riona's is the one where she's getting hit by the scalding water in the spa. And she's like, oh man, hey, the sign says your shit's gonna get fucked if you stand here. Isn't that great?
Very wise and moving words from Seraph. Alright, so continuing on with the last bit of news from December, we got more confirmation of the return of Haruka's boob window, as well as secret ninja arts for both Rin and Daidoji and Burstival Versus, and a new event started at the very end of December, going into New Year's in January, where Leo and Yuyaki finally make their appearance in New Wave.
And which everybody with really good luck seems to have managed to pull one or the other, or both.
Yeah, I mean,
Whereas unfortunates such as Atsu and myself did not get either.
Oh no, I got both. I just didn't get SSRs of them.
Neither did I.
It's okay. I got my just desserts in the following event. I didn't get any of them.
I just stopped playing after that because I could only feel disappointment moving forward. That and like I said, the game ran like shit on my computer.
Give wreck, nerd.
And now there's now for one big piece of news that came out from Xseed, who did their 2017 end of the year Q&A extravaganza blog, where they just basically did their last Q&A of the year. Now there was a lot of stuff that they went over, but the big topics, at least relating to Senran Kagura, it was about, and I will read out the question, where the question was, a rumor is going around that you guys are avoiding publishing fan servicey games outside of Senran Kagura. This came in wake of you guys seemingly passing on Valkyrie Drive. Is there any validity to this rumor? And if so, why? And this was asked by Twitter user at Wayward Chili 11. And 11. And then Brittany's like, okay, so you see this game right here, Onechambara? Yeah, we freaking localized this game of all games. So that's a freaking dumb as fuck rumor. And it's like we're not passing on games because of their fan service. However,
totally sounds like they're passing on games because of fan service, because of an article later on.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that one too. But yeah, for this, she's like,
which one is it? Which one is it?
We'll have to find out in
the
news.
Yep. The not so good news.
Yeah. And also, but here's the thing. They're like, okay, we're not passing on fan servicey games, but at the same time, we don't want to be known just as the company that only does fan servicey games.
But I don't think anyone ever thought that of Xseed, though. just because they did a couple of fan service games.
Well, who knows? It's just more like, in that case, it's more along the lines of public relations, where when you think of P Cube, you think those guys are those guys are bros because they're bringing over games like Galgun and what's that other game they're bringing over? Was it
Omega Labyrinth?
Oh yeah, Omega Labyrinth. Those guys are bros for bringing that over. But you got like you get the greedy hand rubbing types, like corporate types that run GameStops and all that nonsense, or have journalists completely in their pockets half the time, and they get like a game from PQ and they're like, oh boy, here comes the next fan service game, or something. Yeah, with Xe.
Then comes our friends at what was it, Nintendo Life? I think was it Nintendo Life that gave Burst like that horrible review.
Oh yeah, and not to mention that
Nintendo Life.
Yeah, and they also did that. Was it the review of Burst or when they did a preview of Deep Crimson?
Deep Crimson.
Yeah. So yeah, you could tell how opinions of fan service games will go for like those types.
Mm-hmm.
So they mentioned that they don't want to do only fan service games. They also mentioned that they're not big on censoring games. So where this person, Brittany, she would rather pass on a game than work on it after it's been censored. And she knows exactly what happens when you actively choose to censor a game. It pisses off people.
Wait, could you say that one more time? She'd rather pass on a game after it being censored?
She said that she'd rather pass on a game than work on it after it's been censored.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I heard something.
You heard something like completely like lewd and.
No, not even that. No, I thought I heard.
You just heard something different.
Okay,
Yeah. Sorry.
something different. So then it also brings up the question, like, but you guys localize Senran Kagura though, so why not a Valkyrie Drive? And it's just like, even though Senran Kagura sells on, she says, meanwhile Senran Kagura sells on fan service, but the gameplay is pretty good. And she admits that she prefers the older titles on the DS and 3DS, which has a better story than the other titles. But then she's like, I guess that just means like Serious not really for me anymore. But hey, we still got SK fans in the office that enjoy working on the series. So, which brings up another answer from everyone's notorious employee at Exceed, Tom, who who also says like, yeah, we don't have a problem with fan service games, but we also don't back a game because of fan service. We do it because we either like it or we see good potential, and if it has fan service, even better. But they also turn down games for a variety of other reasons, like maybe they hated the story, they hated the gameplay, or they felt like its themes were taken a bit too far, or it just has a lot of wasted potential that it never lives up to.
Get wrecked, Valkyrie Drive fans.
It's like maybe put an offer on it and we're outbid, or the developer appended useful terms to the license that we weren't willing or able to accept, which probably answers what happened to the Falcom games. Yeah, maybe the developer didn't want to work with them for some reason, or they didn't want to work with them. Maybe they didn't have the time to work on said title, which is probably the most likely case in terms of XE working on stuff, because they're always got a plate full of shit. Or they felt they simply felt someone would do a better job with it.
Well, at least, they didn't have the fallout of having to deal with doing a terrible localization of a game.
Yeah, not to mention having to Yeah, not to mention having the Yakuza come up to your doorstep and tell you to redo it, and you have to apologize to your fans and redo the translation.
Okay, is that for real?
I don't think it's real, but considering XE is doing I would imagine parts of it is real, because if Nisa has to do a retranslation of one of their games, then they brought someone to not come a knocking.
Where's that come from? Were you just making that up?
I'm making it up, but how much you want to bet that's what happened? Because this is Nisa we're talking about. These are people who will let a game brick consoles or just be so broken that people can't finish it and don't even care.
Remember, E8 will now forever be remembered by Archeozoic Big Hole. Oh god, I love that mistranslation. It's great.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to the next thing.
Yeah. So it's just basically like similar stuff. Similar stuff like that, where some games that have around the same level of fan service, maybe more so, get by and get through them. It really is a case by case basis. It's like they're not. It's like, from the people who answered, they don't say that they're not fans of fan service titles. They say they like them, though they're also not only a company that does just fan service games. Or they have to also look out for the company's public relations image when they're doing like trade shows and stuff, and have to please the the item bounce types. So, in terms of Valkyrie Drive not being localized by them, one theory I thought of was that the story doesn't really start taking off or get really interesting until midway through, where some character development stuff has already happened, so they probably didn't see the potential, like, from the amount they've either played or seen. And in terms of the gameplay, the combos don't open up until after you level out a certain character's particular stat, mainly their X-Star stat. And that could take a while to do, because you're switching between different pairs a lot. And some pairs get their final drives can get final drives really early in the game, or you won't see them at all during your first playthrough of the game if you're just going from the beginning to the end of the story in just one go through. So it might have been the gameplay front or a story front for Valkyrie Drive, and not to mention some employees' perspectives of the game itself being soured by the anime.
I can see that.
So it's not just one factor that goes into whenever they pass on like certain games. All right, but yeah, that's it for that. Do you guys have anything else to add?
No.
All right, so I suppose we can just we can move on to the month of January, where Takaki put up a promotion for promotional image for their next event in New Wave, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
I have no idea. No, because I don't think this. Well, I don't know. I don't remember if this related to what the actual event was.
I'm pretty sure it was, because it was an idol event.
It's kind of more like well, I don't know. It's like everyone dressed up in like bunny outfits.
Huh? No, not New Link, but New Wave.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because they had like an idol event in New Wave.
Since when does he advertise upcoming events in New Wave, though?
I have no idea. That's the only thing I could come up with.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
But do you know what the actual paper says?
Let's see. It says Platinum Audition. Platinum Audition, new something. I'll have to like pull out my Google Translate tool to translate some of this kanji because I don't know what some of it.
Oh well, if anything did come of it, then hell, if we know what it is. But I don't think anything really did come of it besides the new wave event. But I mean, that's still kind of weird to tease the new wave event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
who knows?
Who knows?
Oh, new assignment name. What? Basically, it's just a. Let's see. They're just basically making
Audition
a new,
papers.
Yeah, audition papers for a new idol group, I guess, or something. Who knows?
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, we got like some. We've started to get some more Burstival versus gameplay and content in forms of interviews and other stuff. So one thing that came out was the new opening movie to Senran Kagura Burst Renewal, which I don't really have much of an opinion other than like what do you guys
I
think
like
of
the new
thought of
song.
it?
Yeah, new song's nice.
Yeah. it
Okay,
is.
so yeah, I know people don't like that. It's just reused animations, but
I don't blame
Obviously-
anyone about that either.
like obviously the best thing would have been new animation and opening track. But since we couldn't get that, which one would you guys have preferred? A new animation with Midarizaki again, or what we got for this, like basically an AMV of
Yeah.
the two games openings with a brand new song.
I think I would have preferred like what we got because I feel if they
Yeah,
tried to
it's
do
fine.
a new opening animation to Midarizake, they probably would not have done good, or at least they would have messed up on it.
They probably would have gotten the character designer from Martland that did like the fucking terrible looking Estival versus animation.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on to see like what they got planned for whatchamacallit.
SK7.
Yeah. No, not SK7, but the new season of Senran Kagura, the anime.
Yeah, that's also called SK7.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about guys? How about this? How about we have like a bunch of amateurs, right? They animate over a remix of Midarizake all at once, but the animation is terrible, like in the style of Team Pop Epic.
But Pop Team Epic has great animation though.
That's the best animation. What are you talking about?
You're right. I'm sorry.
Hey, it has the animators from Galo Sengen.
Yeah. Go Gallo Senran.
Like, go Galo Senran.
Oh, but no, like I honestly really love the new song that they got for this. I don't know what it is, but as of this moment, I think it's the best opening song out of the entire franchise to me.
Okay.
I fucking I listen to this song all the time.
Yeah, I'll have
Like I
to
can't wait for like a full version of it.
I'll have to re-listen to that to see if.
At
see if
first, I
that's-
Fight you on
hated it.
this. I'll fight you on this.
At first, I was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck is this song?"
The Bon
But then
Appetit
the second time
opening is
listening
the
to it, I
best
was like,
one.
"Okay, I really, actually, really fucking love this."
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, but the other thing that this new opening animation and song reveals is that news or more news about the game.
It's
They
good.
showed off that
I promise.
they're going to have DLC for the other two schools for Burst Renewal. You're going to get all of the Gessen girls and all of new Heavy Jew. Heavy
Wow. Wow.
New Heavy Joe.
I want it now.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
OB girls with yarmulkes.
Yeah.
You have British music playing in the background.
Dogenstein.
They
Yeah.
know jujitsu.
Yeah, and with the
Their
reveal
hideout
of
is a bank.
and with the reveal of the DLC, they also created like the new artwork that's in Yagashinon's new style.
Oh
Did they
yes,
reveal?
the
Did they
old
reveal that
faithful
the?
wind tunnel art style.
Yep.
Yeah, they revealed that that most of the DLC is going to be for free, like the first 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So,
but I think they also revealed that Miyabi is going to be included with Yumi in the first DLC.
Yeah, or I think they're both like on disc that they could be unlockable, and
Something.
but the DLC for Yumi and Miyabi would have locked them earlier.
Yeah. The other thing that seems interesting is that besides again adding a new guy to the game with Miyabi, they seem to have introduced another new boy to the series on the Gessen side. He seems to have a buck tooth style chipmunk mouth with blue hair and what looks to be metal gauntlets.
I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, to be fair, she really does look like a boy right there. She
Uh,
really does. I mean, hell, there's even a Japanese tweet about it. Is like, who's this amazing new hunk that they've added?
it's just like now Yozakura looks like a guy, so everyone's slowly being converted by Miyabi's edge to look more like guys.
it's
Good.
been said, therefore it must be canon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully, also Ibu's 5 head gets upgraded to a 6 head.
Yeah.
Become the helicopter landing pad it was always meant to be.
Yes.
Yeah. And also in terms of Burstful versus news, they also brought out a promotional video trailer that shows off all the girls in the the versatile gameplays. And yeah, one interesting thing was that they added was the new transformations. One of which that stuck out was Haruka's, which was a callback to her transformation from the anime.
Pretty neat, huh? You didn't think they go that deep?
Mm-hmm. Or was it from the opening of Burst? I can't remember.
I think it's from the opening of Burst, where
Yeah.
it's like a split second frame where she's attacking Hibari.
Yeah. So
Good stuff.
yeah, it is good stuff.
The goodness of stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right. And next up on the news docket, we got another video on the Shinobi Shoujo. God damn.
Oh, this is what we already talked about. Sorry, the Heavy Joe card animations.
No, not that. I already skipped that. It's actually the It was the rivalry video between Asuka and Yumi, where they fight over who's the main character of the series.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, no, not fighting over who's the main character of the series. It's
You
kind of
already
like
know the answer to this. It's Asuka.
Yeah, sure, in that little fantasy land you live in. But yeah, it was mainly detailing their clash and Shinobi versus.
Yeah, and how they're two sides of the same coin, how they deal with, doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's the better type of good? All that kind of shit.
Yeah, is while let's see. Asuka is lawful good. I mean, Asuka is neutral good, or is she lawful good or neutral good?
She's lawful good. No, she's neutral good, while Yumi is, I would say, chaotic good.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where the ends justify the means for Yumi. Like, she, like, a hardline stance. Literally nothing evil shall exist.
Yeah, where she tries to wipe out all evil shinobi and disrupt the balance of power.
Where Asuka's like, oh yeah, no. Bad people are people too. Just they do bad things.
But Yumi, she screeches evil like Mermaid Man.
Evil! Evil! Oh man, someone should like make a video of Yumi. Every time she opens her mouth, she just goes, "Evil, Jeffrey." All right. Now, in other Shinobi Refle news, the sales for Shinobi Refle have topped 50,000.
Nice. That's pretty good.
It sold really well.
Yep, and the Murasaki DLC came out on the 18th, which should help with boosting up those sales. And looking at the comments of that article, I found Otsu's account because he wants some Yozakura in that. I'm like, this is totally your account, isn't it?
Yeah, if only.
Mm-hmm.
At least someone agrees with me, though.
Yeah. I used to agree with you, but then I was like, you know what? I should find my own Senran.
No, they still need to add a a Crimson Girl.
Yeah. It's just a matter of, are they going to add are they going to add Yomi, Hikage?
Yomi.
And most likely
I said
will
they
be
go with the Hikage.
Yomi has always been the most popular waifu bait character of Crimson Squad.
Snack.
Yeah, but
Actual waifu bait.
But why not Snack?
Because she's not waifu bait.
yeah, she
Damn
is.
No, she's not. People just like her.
He's also popular.
Difference.
It's like Snake is also
She's
popular,
popular, but there's a difference between waifu bait and a character being popular. Just like how Ikaruga and Yumi are waifu bait.
yeah.
Like, Yomi's in the same class. Like, Ikaruga and Yomi were the Yumi before Yumi existed.
Yeah. Except all the Ikaruga haters were actually in the game of Senran Kagura.
Everyone hates Ikaruga.
Yeah, they do. I feel bad.
Someone needs to make an edit of everyone hates Chris, but with Ikaruga. You remember that show?
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
I remember that show.
It ended like The Sopranos.
Yep.
Really shittily?
Yeah,
Oh.
but on purpose though.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we didn't know how to end this.
Yeah, it's just like we can't have every time we end an episode, something bad happens to Chris. We can't have an episode end with something good.
Just like Ikaruga.
Yeah.
Nothing good ever happens to her. I mean, she's getting incested over by her brother. She's like, fuck my life. I might as well just give up and incest over my adopted brother as well. Fuck it.
Well, he is part of is a businessman, so.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, so next bit of news besides another new Link event featuring Yomi is a new mechanic being announced for Burst Renewal, which we got a glimpse of back when Burst Renewal was announced, but now they actually revealed it, which is called Burst Mode. Now, how Burst Mode works is that your burst gauge will increase as you perform actions, which will allow you to trigger burst mode. And you can think of burst mode as basically your devil trigger, where you can connect like infinite aerial raves, and it lasts for a limited amount of time. But if you press a specific button, you can trigger the special attack called Burst Finish, which does a clean sweep of enemies, or just completely destroy the opponent's costume.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it looks like it's a replacement of frantic transformation.
I honestly don't think it's a replacement for it, because I mean, well, I believe Frantic is still in the game because this is only a temporary
Oh, it's a
like
temporary
power up.
thing, but it's
While
like it does literally the same exact thing that frantic does, but without the lowered defenses.
it does that. So it's just a matter of how it's regulated or balanced in comparison to Frantic. Because Frantic also like unlocks. I mean, when you go Frantic, depending on which character you use, it also uses like different combos.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like this thing fulfills the same thing where you get mash combos, infinite aerial raves, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Like, I mean, I hope not, but that's like 4 different modes to play in for
Yeah,
a single character.
the one mode people don't really stay inside of.
Yeah, but like, is this only limited to the yin form, like beginner form?
I don't know. They didn't really
Because they
specify
don't
like.
show it. Well, hold on. Well, she's in her transformed state,
Yeah,
so
I'm.
she gets an additional power up, I guess.
I think it'd probably be like that. It's probably limited to like your transform state at least.
Yeah, who knows? But basically, yeah, it works like Devil Trigger. You got to fill up the meter for it, and then you could transform. I wonder if you could cancel out a burst mode, like how you can Devil Trigger.
Not sure.
Also, we get another glimpse at the new user interface. It's really basic. It honestly looks like an even worse version of the original Burst user interface. Well, wait, it has like 3 meters to it, or 4 meters. It's got a health bar. Well, I'm assuming is how many Nimpo scrolls, the burst mode, and then the meter right below that doesn't change, which I'm going to assume is like the meter to show how much you're about to fill up, how much until like a new Nimpo stock.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a Nimpo stock.
I'm assuming. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Nimpo stock. Since the other bar that's for the burst gauge.
Yeah, like because there's 3 little diamond-shaped icons that look like garbage. Uh, the bar right above it, that's the same color, and then the health bar, and then the burst mode right to the left of the character icon.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Oh, also it's weird. In this trailer, you can see that there's like different sized Shinobi of like the same style. Like the basic enemy ninjas. There's like the average size variant, and then one that's just like slightly larger, like as large as like the katana wielding ninjas. I wonder what that's about. Like maybe like mini bosses or something. Or maybe they'll actually have like a move list that's not just stand there for 5 hours and then do the most telegraphed attack imaginable. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it won't be that.
It'll be that.
There's also a hit
It's most likely that.
There's also a hit stun deterioration on the combo meters showing you how soon it is that, or how long you have until you got to hit your next opponent before the combo drops. That's pretty cool.
Ah, yeah, that
Like
is
they
pretty
got,
neat.
yeah, like that's something that you see in stuff like French bread anime fighters.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
see it
fun.
now. I'm looking at some
Yeah, or
gameplay
like
where
just other.
Asuka's fighting Homura, and I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Hmm. And also, when I noticed from that article, reading about it, because they also mentioned how Miyabi is gonna will join Yumi as paid downloadable content. So Miyabi and Yumi looks to be paid DLC, whereas the rest of the guests and the new Happy Girls, they're all gonna be free downloadable content for the period of 2 weeks.
I think Yumi and Miyabi are free if you pre-order the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're included with the limited edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Yumi has her own prequel story as well as, and Miyabi will also have one as well.
Yeah. Apparently, all of the DLC characters are getting their own prequel story.
Huh.
I guess. All right. That's what I'm assuming. Like from like how some of the articles have read about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that seems to be what they're doing for it, which I actually don't mind, because why not?
Well, I hope that's what they actually do. Like, because I
Yeah.
mean, then what the fuck's the point in getting the DLC characters?
To
Yeah,
add to the collection, duh.
Collection of what? Fucking
Characters.
characters that all play the same?
Yeah.
Honestly, I still believe they should have been included on the disc itself rather than
Yeah.
just be DLC for free, but then you have to pay for it. I mean, this is just it's just an asset flip game. You can make the character, you can make like if you finish Hanzo's story, you unlock it's like you unlock guessing girls, while if you when you finish the Happy Joe story, you unlock new Happy Joe. They could have did something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's fans would have bitched about if Yumi was in the base game, and fans would have bitched about having to buy DLC. So it's like, eh, they might as well go with the option that makes them the most money.
Yeah. And we're bitching about how it's an asset flip game, so
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way that the only way that this game could have had a positive spin, along with it being an asset flip game, was if there was no DLC characters whatsoever.
yeah.
That's literally the only way
Or if the
Takaki would
assets
have
were
like
flipped.
saved face on this.
Or
So hey,
if anything, this would have been a nice like of just the first game. We just you know,
But just
wait, with what?
we're just side scrolling.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But
Eh.
no, maybe it'll be a mini game mode because later on in the news they talk about, or not really talk about, but there's some news about a new game mode. So who knows what else they're going to include.
Is there anything
Senran
else?
bowling.
Yes,
No, no,
like
no.
Tekken
That'll be.
bowling.
Oh no, I know what they're gonna include. Senran dodgeball.
Senran Kagura.
Cart girl win.
Probably so. Like once Takaki mentions it, then it will become a thing. Just like
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on that Arc Sys Works Senran Kagura fighting game, but I still kind of want Example or French bread to make it.
Well, you still got I suppose in Senran games we're still waiting on Peach Ball.
Yeah,
Senran-
we're still waiting for the pinball game. Hopefully that comes out soon.
Yeah, probably come out sometime after
about it.
Renewal.
How come we can't get NRS to make a Senran Kagura fighting game?
Because they want to make
That's
man jaws all day.
Yeah, I know. That's what Senran Kagura deserves.
God. God. Just remembering the designs of the early concepts of Poison Ivy and other female characters in that game. It sucks that they didn't go with it.
Remember, or who was it? Was it fucking Power Girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Powerful man jaw girl.
That was her superpower. Not the boob one though, but her scary face.
Yeah. Superman jaw girl. Best character in the game.
Hmm.
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 Mm-hmm.
For the record, where are we actually up to?
We're like near the end.
We're talking about the burst mode trailer and DLC characters.
Righto. Okay, cool. Just catching up.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let's get on to the next bit of news. Along with the Yumi figures, Pulchra is actually making a Ryobi figure based off of the new wave card set where the girls took medicine that turned them into lollies.
Yeah.
And then they exploded into grown-ass women.
Yeah, and that's what Ryobi's Pulchra figure is where she's turning back into a regular sized adult. Young adult.
I'd like to thank my Senran on finally becoming a woman.
and she is of age.
Oh,
but man, that skin dentation.
Let's move on.
God. Oh man, I love what I see right here.
Figure looks great.
It
Yeah,
does.
I'd buy that one too.
Hell yeah. I might just like take my Yumi figure money and put it towards her, and if I have enough saved over, I'll get the Yumi figure.
Do that.
Yeah, because why buy the Yumi figure when you can buy a figure of one of your favorite characters?
Who?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Much.
All right. Also, another news: there was a collaboration event with Don Quixote in Japan, where I'm guessing what it looks like. It looks just to be some good. I mean, just some goods. Like I'm guessing posters of your favorite waifu. You could choose between Yumi, Evil Yumi, Proto Yumi, and Murasaki.
I thought the event was that it's a new clothing line.
It might actually be a new clothing line. I haven't completely translated to Japanese for this. I'm just assuming.
I honestly don't know. Like, that's just what I was assuming. Is that it's a clothing line, but
it might be clothing lines, though. I'm gonna go with it's probably gonna be well, one of the goods might be like posters. Or wall scrolls or something like that.
Or, yeah, I'm not too sure what it could be, but I don't know. We gotta wait and see. Because it comes out February 10th.
Yeah, we'll see what happens like when it does come out.
The Ikaruga one looks super comfy though.
It does.
Yeah, it does. Why? It's like so. What? How is Ikaruga beating you on the comfy game, Murasaki?
Right?
Shrek'd.
How does that happen? Step it up. Step your neat game
You're
up.
supposed to be a neat, and yet you got out neated.
You got out comfied.
All right. So next up, we got a short interview on Kenichiro Takaki on why Happy Joe and Gessen were DLC characters. And since he's contractually obliged to not say because Marvelous said so, he also has to go with because since
didn't say so. It's go the opposite way.
But yeah, he said like, okay, so since Gessen and New Happy Joe Girls weren't in the original burst, we decided to make them DLC. And that's literally
Works
it.
for me.
Yeah,
I suppose it sort of makes sense, but I don't know. That wouldn't have been the way I would have approached it.
That and each character has their own story.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he
Yes.
does. This is where he does mention that the DLC characters will have their own story released that act as their prequels, showing off what they were doing at the time.
So Ryobi and Ryona better be still in Gessen at that point.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
we do.
Miyabi. They revealed what Miyabi's was, and hers is her time at being a freshman over at Hebijo, and becoming like top of the class.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty neat. Though I actually legitimately can't wait to play that prequel story.
Yeah, she ends up like not ruling, but she's like, oh yeah, hey, rest of Hebijo, I'm the best here, and yeah,
We
you all
see
have
her.
to listen to me now.
We see her rise to become an elite.
Oh, also, my dad owns like a lot of stock in this school, so yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. He may be Doga's bitch, but he still owns this shit.
Yeah. So I honestly, with the characters being DLC, I think I would have rather I appreciate it like how Takaki is doing it, where Gessen and New Heavy Joe aren't part of the main game. Because like I said earlier, it's like people would have been mad that Yumi and company were in the base game, or people are going to be mad that they're DLC. So it's like, hey, you might as well please like the purists by if they don't want to see Yumi in their game, they don't have to see it.
I noticed it's just been coming up a lot in the news today.
Just Yumi?
No, just the DLC.
Yep.
Yeah, 'cause that's mainly what's been announced for Burst Renewal. It's just the news about the DLC. Because news about the DLC and the Burst form. That's really all the new stuff there is to it. Though they did show off another. They did show off another trailer of the adventure style. The adventure cutscene gameplay.
Yeah. Because people forget that you don't have to buy DLC for a game if you don't want to.
But Atsu, dude, my wallet's right here, and I'm trying to hold it from jumping out of my pocket, but it just won't stay in there.
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep my card from swiping, but it swipes by itself, dude.
make sure you also complain about having to buy them at the same time.
Okay.
Even though you don't have to.
I probably won't, because I'll probably buy them anyway.
Yeah. I honestly just want to know what they've all been up to, during Burst. I think that's an interesting concept. And, I don't know, because, I know what the main story of Burst is. It's not like that's going to be anything mind-blowing there or anything. So it's like, oh, hey, cool. Actual news story. I bet it's going to be, maybe about a mission or two for each girl. So it's like, oh, hey, cool, whatever. Hopefully it's just you could get them as DLC packs or something. Which usually whenever XC does localize these games, they always have DLC packs. So, hey, I can't complain.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
At least when we get it, we don't have to worry about pre-ordering the game to get certain costumes.
Now, one thing that is actually interesting about this is they say that there's 13 DLC characters. If you consider Gessen and New Heavy Joe, that's 10 characters. Who are the other 3?
Probably the New Wave girls.
Leo Yuyaki and Showa Soji.
What if it's the Mikagura sisters? What if it's Kagura, Naraku, and someone like Ryoki or Sayuri?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I just want to know who the last 3 characters are.
Ryoki's story can be of her coming to terms with the fact that she's dead.
I still want to see the Ryoki fight between Ryoki and Miyabi fight.
Because technically, that's the most important bit about Ryoki. Whenever she was alive, was her fight with Miyabi. So that would be the perfect character to have a short little DLC story about. was just like the events leading up to the fight with Miyabi.
Yeah, and I could finally figure out what exactly is Ryoki's power level, because I can't seem to pinpoint what her power level is. It seems to fluctuate between leader level to Renadai Doji level.
Yeah.
What if it's in between?
All I want to know is why isn't it? Well, no. Okay, so I guess before she died, her only moveset would be the shotgun and shield, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I just want to see what Ryoki would look like without like all the markings on her that show that obviously she's like part of the dead faction. Like, I wonder if her outfit was different before she died or anything like that at all. I don't know.
That is a good question.
Autismal little things like that. That it's fun to speculate about.
What if it was just the emblem and everything else stayed the same?
See, honestly, I kind of wish it would. Yeah, probably right.
Yeah,
But,
I know one would very much like to see like the character look different.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't mind it
That'd be
looking
fun.
different, but I kind of hope it does stay like in the dress motif to like since all three of the sisters wear like some type of dress. Like I do like that aspect that all the family members have similar or somewhat similar clothing styles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing I always found like interesting about them. Though, though, it would be interesting to see like if the Ryoki and Miyabi fight also extends into that fight with the Yoma where Miyabi becomes comatose.
They might edit it just a bit. Who knows? To where it's like, because I mean, technically, isn't it that Miyabi kills everyone with the blood Nenpo, right? Including Ryoki, right?
That's what the twins thought.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, I can't remember. Did Ryoki die before?
No, she died. She died in the Well, I think she died
battle or in the fight, but I forget. Was it the Yoma that killed her, or what was it?
It was the Yoma.
Yeah, it's the Yoma that killed her. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it's like. But the twins thought it was Miyabi who killed her because of that blood art.
Right. I really hope that if they do show a Yoma off, it's that stupid little floating green ball plant thing. And that's the Yoma that fucking killed them all. I hope so.
God. That'll be funny. Alright.
Finishing burst renewal unlocks a new mode, Yumi mode, where it replaces every character with a version of Yumi.
I would actually love that as DLC. It's like a joke DLC similar to the Busticated DLC from Deep Crimson, except it's like literally every single character now looks like Yumi.
I'm down.
Do you hate Yumi? Well, get some DLC which replaces every enemy in game with Yumi.
Yeah, and all the characters are trying to be Yumi so they could be the main character.
No, yeah, every main character is Yumi, but they also get her voice actress to voice literally every single line.
Yeah. God.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Even
perfect.
Dogen.
Yeah, and then Dogen becomes Yumi. And Murasame.
That'd be best.
Oh yeah, Murasame mode, like they did in SK2, where they made him a playable character.
Oh yeah, damn.
They should have a mode which. Well, there you go. There's one of your DLC characters. They should have a mode of what he was doing behind the scenes.
Yeah,
yes.
Well, besides getting his ass blasted about Ikaruga getting Hien.
Well, that's where it starts. That's where it starts, and it turns out
I hope the prequel story is about him getting 6th place at the chain and sickle competition where he loses to Haruka that entered just because she did it for shits and giggles.
And the beauty of it is that you find out that Murasame was a key pivotal element in making the story what it was.
I think didn't he do something similar to that in SK2 where it's like, oh, okay, at one point he actually does something behind the scenes that really helps out like several of the characters.
Probably, yeah.
I think so. Oh well, I didn't really give a shit about SK2.
Yeah, me neither.
Be careful where you say that, man.
I
You'll get in
don't give
trouble.
a fuck. I honestly could not give any less of a fuck, man.
Yeah, it's blasphemy. Hey, guess what? I didn't like SK2, and I like the versus games more. Who want to get mad about it? Who want to fight about it? I don't give a shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Fuck it, YOLO.
You know what I'm gonna do? It's like I'm most likely gonna get Burst Renewal when it comes out and just have fun with it because I like these games.
Well, with the next bit of news that was released, there's actually, like, for me personally, there's actually a pretty good reason to actually pick up this game instead of just like, even if I didn't get any of the DLC whatsoever. Uh, they implemented something that actually looks pretty cool to spice things up compared to the original game. First off, they showed off like a couple of more bits of the early purchase bonuses that you get with the game. The Forbidden Fruit Cutie Peach and Melon costumes. Gosh dang, I feel like these costumes were in another game, like EV or something. I know they weren't, but they just looked like outfits that were in those games.
Or didn't quite make the cut.
Yeah. But uh besides that, you get those two outfits, and another thing they show off is apparently instead of it just being a main visual novel style story mode, like how literally every single Senran Kagura game has ever been, what they're implementing in this one to make it different is the main story apparently is going to be an adventure mode.
Venture mode.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, they only show a small bit of it, but from what it looks like you actually interact with the environment during story bits, like how you would, like, say, just like an adventure game. Like, you have to walk to certain places on the map to start doing story content. Like, for the side story where Hibari loses her scroll and Asuka offers to help out, it's like it's showing this in-game cutscene where uh a Shinobi girl is like running like this small little shop, and I guess it's the thing where it's like, oh shit, that's where the ninja scroll probably is. And it's showing like the little Shinobi girl, doing poses like
Yeah,
all the other
I
girls
saw
would.
that, but I didn't know you could actually interact with it.
That's what I'm
cool.
going to assume is that, oh, okay, maybe you have to actually go up and talk to that area. Then maybe like that's whenever the fight breaks out instead of the gameplay just only being like fights. Like maybe it's open world style where it's like, oh, okay, I could walk around this part of the map and here's these little indicators to start certain missions. Or it's like you fulfill certain quests while on the map. I'm just speculating. I don't know. Like, that's what I get from a title called Adventure, and it showing off like, more than just visual novel style cutscenes and like zoom ins on different characters doing things that they don't normally do, and so on. I don't know. Like,
Also,
I mean,
update on the Ryobi figure. It's in color now.
Yeah, I saw.
It's pretty close to. Yeah, you could pretty much. Your pre-orders open up for it pretty soon, I believe. But I think that's actually really cool. Like, I hope that's what. Like, I hope that's what I'm speculating it is about it. Because if that's the case, then hey, that would be good news. That would be great news for Senran Kagura 7. Like, if it wasn't just visual novel, but more of like, say, an adventure mode. That would be like, oh man, that'd be like a great thing to like spice up the game.
Yeah, that would actually be really interesting if it is like open world like that, because because then I could be like, okay, so Takaki did surprisingly put a lot of I mean put some actual work into this game.
Like if that is what it is, then it's like, okay, maybe that's why it's an asset flip game. Maybe they didn't have enough resources to make like a brand spanking new game, and instead like all their resources are going to say something like Senran Kagura 7. So instead of just like making completely brand new assets, he's reusing assets but doing as much as humanly possible to switch up like what it is you could do in the game. Like say that one whenever they first revealed the game with that the base with the Hebijo girls. Remember that with like Mirai at the computer and Yomi looking at her bean sprout farm and like all of that stuff. Like maybe just like a lot of the presentation and like how you play the game is different. Because it's like, say if you go to the beach, right? And it's like kind of like Grand Theft Auto style, where it's like you have a mini map and you see where like a little indicator is on the item. Because you remember in Burst how there's like several million billion little side story quests that you could do that had no relation to the main story at all, and
Yep.
that was the only game that had that.
Yep.
Maybe that's how you go about doing it in this game, is like running around like say like a map or something and choosing how you progress through the story. Like say maybe, you know, as you go through the game, you start out at the beach or in the school, and like the final map is like you right outside of Hebijo Castle.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty. That would actually be pretty neato. Like if they actually made like an open world map adventure mode, that would really open up like possibilities for like what could he have in mind for 7.
Yeah, definitely. Because I remember actually having a dream a while back about what SK7 kind of looked like. Is really weird. It was like I dreamt about it kind of being like open world style, but like it was using like Fire Emblem style like artwork and like character models. It was so weird. I don't know how to describe it, but it is so it's like I know as I was saying it is a dream and all, but it's like, oh cool, at least it's like something adventure mode related. Like that's pretty cool. I like that. So who knows?
Yeah, especially if it because that would also correlate with how I hear a rumor or two about how they're like going for the whole Monster Hunter s style thing, or maybe like something like Tokiden.
Yeah.
Well, Tokiden 2, that is.
Yeah, and you know, if that's the case, this would be the one step closer to achieving something somewhat similar to that. You know, hopefully it's not like if the rumors are true, hopefully it's not just a one-to-one comparison to like Monster Hunter and whatnot. But you know, it's like I think if this adventure mode is what we're speculating it to be, I think that's how I would probably want it to go in like future games.
Yeah, because if it does well, then shoot, I'm gonna be looking forward to 7 when they finally show that game off.
Watch 7 is just like Watch 7 is just a 3DS side scroller. We're going back to our roots, guys.
It would actually be pretty awesome if they decide to make it into a 4-player side scrolling beat 'em up.
I'm still upset that no one makes those types of games anymore. Like
I
en masse. Like I know Cuphead's kind of like one, but like you know what I mean.
We
Yeah.
reviewed Power Rangers. It's just Power Rangers wasn't that great.
Good, yeah. That one was terrible. They completely missed the point of like making a good beat 'em up. But
Mm-hmm.
I digress. You know, adventure mode sounds cool. Hopefully, we get more news about this because once again, like I've been saying for a while, it's like okay, I know what it is about story. Like I know what the burst story is, so it's not like they're going to be surprising anyone with news about, oh hey, this is the, hey, we're releasing this story trailer where Heb- uh Hanzo first meets Hebi Joe, because it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you know exactly how all that's going to be. Like the main thing to look out for burst renewals, like what they do to change like gameplay and all of that. So that's what I just want, is more like I want to just see what the gameplay changes are for this game. Like hopefully it's not just Estival versus DLC story pack. Like I just really want there to be a lot of like gameplay. Like I mean, not like how like say combat works, but like just
Yeah,
like
you
how
just
adventure mode is.
yeah, is like you want this to be more than just asset flip game essentially. Just
Yeah,
something that says yeah, this justifies the existence of a new game rather than this being like a story DLC they could have added to like SEV or something.
yeah, because it's like, oh man, it would be nice if this did end up becoming like the definitive edition of Burst with like, a whole bunch of new improvements and like differences in gameplay and whatnot. Like, I don't think it really will be a replacement for Burst, but
No.
yeah, I just hope it's a different enough experience to justify its existence.
Its existence, I feel, is only justified just on the fact that for people who've only been playing the Versus games and don't have a 3DS to play Burst, then they have an option to experience Burst's story.
What if you beat the game and you unlock the original Burst game?
That would be interesting because it would be like because then it begs the question: will it run just as janky as it did on the 3DS?
It has to. It absolutely has to. In fact, I'd be offended if it didn't run even worse.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. The game runs really janky on 3DS, yet I love it than the more optimized Deep Crimson.
It's
That's
exact. It's exactly like EDF. Like its jankiness is what makes it great. I love it.
like janky 2D side-scrolling combat.
Hell yeah.
So you two have possibly been silent. You got anything else you guys want to add to this?
No, no, no. I've actually been thoroughly enjoying. I've actually been enjoying this week conversation, so I didn't want to really interrupt.
Okay.
And
So I
it
guess
looks like Shut-In's muted.
I guess you probably want my 2 cents on it then.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we're always down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm always down for the idea that while a lot of people are complaining, well, yes, this is asset flipping. I think it can be easily forgiven if the reason for asset flipping is they maybe want to test the waters for features that they want to refine or put into 7.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, hopefully that's what is happening with this game, is like just like say with say what's it's how there's the adventure mode and new gameplay mechanics like the burst mode. Like I think what would actually be really cool is if base gameplay, it's you only had access to uh your default form and then the transformation state, and then you're able to activate like the burst mode for like an increase of power, like that being the default, and then hard mode being like frantic, where it's like you start off in frantic mode and you have to play just like in the original burst. Like I think that would be super duper cool if like say they tried testing the waters with like say trying to change how difficulty modes work uh in Senran Kagura games, because that's technically how it worked in Burst. It's like you could only enter frantic right at the beginning of the stage, and you would get a special like ranking if you beat the stage in frantic mode.
Well, they could do a reverse frantic. You start off in underwear, and you actually have to gain clothes.
Oh, you have to acquire the the uniforms of like all of the shinobi that you defeat, like or like all the minions. Oh, you know what? That'd actually be really sick. Like if you did like a Ripper animation, like special move, whatever, you would then put on their clothes, and depending on like what enemy you defeated, like the armor or the clothing that you got has like different stats. Like it only like has this much defense, or like if this one makes you faster or it makes your attack stronger. Like say if you did the cloth ripper to like those the wolf girls with the katanas. Oh, like they made your parry godlike or something like that. Oh, that'd be super sick.
Or, increase your parry window or something.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Hey, that's one way to toy around with, like, say, a Monster Hunter style, you know, a gameplay mechanic, or like, say, if you did it to like an actual boss unit or whatever. Whenever you go into transformation mode, you adopt some of their moves into your move set.
And but you know what that's going to lead to, because that leads to the good old Diablo-esque color for rarity thing.
Yeah, give it to me.
We need it. We need it now.
Yeah, give it to me. That's all I need.
Purple
I don't
Hibijo,
care.
Purple Hibijo grunt uniform.
Yeah.
It's bonus.
Oh my god, that'd be so sick. I'm more than down for a loot collecting Senran Kagura game. That would be.
You collect money to get panties.
But I wish the panties actually gave different benefits. Fuck, that'd be sick. Or just give us back Shinobi stones. Either way.
plus five for comfort.
Oh man, and then it's like, oh, that'd be cool, because it's like, oh man, these panties chafe me. Fuck. And then so they're just upset.
Yeah, we've been recording.
Okay.
That's all I want.
Okay.
Anything you wanted to add to QT?
Monster Hunter gameplay. I want Yumi to go out and fight Rathalos. Gain the skin of her enemies after she kills them, and becomes even more of the most perfect wife.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a series.
I mean, if they're willing to put Ryu into Monster Hunter, then I'm pretty sure they could add Yumi.
If they're gonna start
that's
turning,
right. That's the thing.
If they're gonna start turning Senran Kagura into Monster Hunter, then there better be a giant Yoma that's essentially the Kushala Daora. Or wait, which one is it? The giant lizard one in Monster Hunter they have to fight.
The one that kind of looks like Godzilla and covered in lava.
Yeah, or
him.
Yeah, the giant one you have to chase down before it destroys like the building integrity.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot which one that one was called. It's not the Shengaroren, but it's the other one.
I want to play more Monster Hunter now.
Well, we both got God Eater, so close enough, I guess.
Close enough, yeah. Has the right amount of animu titty.
Yeah, that thing does have a lot of animu titty. What was it? Oh, that's what it's called, the Lao Shen Lung.
I have no idea what that even is. I'm sorry.
If you'll understand it if you played Monster Hunter.
Okay.
Alright. But, yeah, that is all the news we have for this month of Senran Kagura.
Yay.
Hopefully next month won't be so long.
Yeah.
Then hopefully we have more news next month.
Yay.
Yep, I mean, like, New Wave's still alive, surprisingly. Let's see, New Link is still going. We'll check in and see how that game is doing next month. Burstable Versus is still coming out on I believe it's coming out next month.
22nd. Yeah.
So yeah, expect more news of Burst's renewal as we go into the month of February. Maybe
it's
we might.
not like they have too much shit left to show off for that if it like comes out next month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by then, hopefully, I'll have a copy of that game, so I'll let everyone know how it is.
Sounds good.
Which
Yeah.
game is this?
Since you bring up New Wave, or I mean New Link, sorry, I just really wanted to say really quick. It's not even really newsworthy, but I just want to say anyway. Apparently, they're doing an event called New Link World, where I guess it's like a stream where they get like streamers playing the game or something like that.
Really?
I don't know when exactly it is. Yeah, I'm confused because it's like I had to use Google Translate, so I'm not entirely 100% sure what it's supposed to actually be, but from the translation, that's what it seemed to imply that, oh, uh, hey, here's a streaming event with, so, like, because it showed off a lot of gamers, or I get the translation called them players. I don't know. But apparently it's going to be on the 1st of February.
All right. So in a couple days, then keep a lookout for that. They might show off a new event that starts to bring in either Rin, Daidoji, Ryoki, Mikagura's Jasmine, or the or Naraku and Kagura.
Well, the next event is introducing Basho and Soji.
Huh.
That's coming out in February as well. Ayame is supposed to also come to the game sometime soon because data miners found the only characters not released so far that has art in the game is Basho, Soji, and Ayame, and the silhouettes for the next event show Basho and Soji.
Oh yeah, you just reminded me of something like in terms of
miners.
In terms of New Link, I would love to see like how they show off Soji Basho and it's like Soji and Basho in the game, considering that what they've shown off of Leo and Yuyaku is probably the closest we're gonna get to seeing them in a 3D Senran Kagura game. And just the victory pose for Leo, I really like because it essentially solidifies her as a complete rip off of Saber.
It's so good. I love it.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Saber was the main character. Oh no! I see where this is going.
Oh man!
But hold on though.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
It goes even deeper because like Saber has the face of like many other characters in the series.
But the thing is, Leo's evil.
Right.
So now Senran Kagura is going to be about evil Shinobi.
Okay.
Cha-ching.
Actually, that would be pretty cool. Where the main character of the new Senran Kagura game is actually evil Shinobi.
Oh, you know what I really hope is part of those prequel stories is I would love to see the events of that one Shinobi that Homura kept on pissing all over while she was at Hebijo. Like the one that kept on trying to get revenge on her in a Shinobi Versus.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great. Just like as a little gag one-off like mention or like show or whatever. That'd be cool. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it would.
That would be hilarious.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And with that is the end of the news. The new news.
Of the 2 months.
New news, DX pack.
Yes.
Pre-order now and you'll get the characters that were initially in the first game.
Yeah.
And DLC that's only a third off.
I've actually figured out what they're gonna announce. The last thing they'll announce going into the release of Renewal, loot boxes.
See, that's what the game really needs. Well, technically, don't they already have loot boxes? If you really think about it.
Oh no, I mean like they really go full in on loot boxes. They've only like gone halfway in. I mean they need to go full.
You know what they really do is they put characters behind the loot box system.
Oh god!
Like you have to unlock the members of Hanzo and Hebijo just to continue the story, but you have to get the loot box containing them.
Oh my god! Now, if there's a way to turn off everyone on a series, it's that.
and if you don't unlock them and you spend all of your currency, your in-game currency, you have to keep grinding the initial levels. But if you go back to replay those levels, they give like maybe 1/100th of the amount of in-game currency that they did the first time for the first clear bonus.
That sounds like some good cancer.
Yeah, just rub the cancer all over the series at that point.
Like you need like 100,000 Shinobi bucks to like try to open a loot box, but like if you go back to replay a mission, it only gives you like $1 Shinobi dollar. That'd be sick.
Yep, look for that in Senran Kagura 7.
Yes, and Burstival.
Yep, coming out February 22nd. Or is it 28th?
22nd.
22nd, 2018.